You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Dance Moms After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Dance Moms After Show.
Oh, that was real. That was real full out. That was real full out. I lost my headphones.
Hey, it's the reunion. You need to go full out.
Right. Full out or go home. What's up, everyone? Bing is for doing, and we are finally doing the last episode of season 3 of Dance Moms, the Dance Mom reunion titled Hurricane Abby. And of course, I could not do it by myself. I am joined by the latest and newest host towards the end of Dance Moms. Introduce yourself, starting with the ladies first.
Thank you. Hey guys, I'm Annika Michelle.
Hi, Annika.
Hi. I'm excited to be here.
Of course. And now it's over.
But you know, it's gonna be like starting again in a week.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. That's exactly what they did. Like they ended and then they came back for a summer viewing, and it was like 55 more episodes. So a lot of Dance Moms drama. Yeah.
It was. And I am Tom Connolly.
And of course, ladies and
be
gentlemen. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Now back to me. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Tony Moore.
Yes, with that smile. And freeze.
And freeze. All right, so this is the Dance Moms reunion, recapping some of the drama that has happened in all 30 some odd episodes. So let's get right into it. They kicked it off with the drama between Leslie and Christy with a C in Bourbon Street. I felt like Christy with a C was completely in the wrong for what happened in Bourbon Street.
Yes.
And she talks, she's one of those people that talks, but she doesn't know how to back it up. And she definitely started with Leslie as far as like, you know, flipping the cup at her. And then Leslie was like ready to rumble. And
she was ready to go.
Don't mess with Leslie.
All Christy with the C could do was, you know
finger
what?
wag.
From now on, that's how I'm gonna settle all of my arguments and fights with people. Whenever anyone like talks and they're like fighting with me and stuff, I'm just gonna go
and just stare them down.
Just point at them.
That's it.
It could probably work. I mean, it kind of worked for her.
No, not really. But then with this, we saw additional footage of what happened, and she called the cops.
She did. She's like, I'm getting assaulted here by another adult, and I need someone here next to me now. And I'm like,
ridiculous.
It's like the drunk girl that drunk dials you.
do you get that a lot?
Me? I don't get very many drunk phone calls because I think my friends know better than to call me while they're drunk. But it was like, really, was it really necessary for you to call the cops? It's almost like, it's like that kid in the playground. She pushed me. Look, right. I'm telling. It's like, Christy, come on, just be drunk and go have another drink.
Yeah, it was
just keep drinking.
It was just, I was like, you really had to call the cops?
Yeah.
After she barely touched you in the arm?
Barely.
No.
And I love how Abby said like that Leslie apologized to Abby in the group, and Christy's yet to apologize and own up to her mistakes and like say sorry to Abby, to the Abby Lee Dance Company, and to the group for this like, you know, debacle. Or
but I feel like I'm sure Leslie was probably coming from a good place, but Leslie is also coming from that place where she's trying to get in.
That's what I'm saying.
She's
going to do whatever she can.
Yeah.
She's going to suck up, apologize. She's going to be the first one to be like, I'm so sorry. sorry.
Christy's
Like Jill.
good. She's like, my spot is good. Like, I don't have to say sorry about nothing because I didn't do anything, and I'll be back here next week.
Right. See you next week.
Yeah. So I think it was a little bit to be like, oh, Abby, I'm so sorry, and I'm so sorry, Dance Company, but please make sure Payton and I are a part of the team.
I mean, I think Christy should have apologized in the end because she was the one that kind of started everything, but she's just too thick-headed to think.
Well, it's Christy.
That's the right thing to do.
It's Christy. I mean, what are you going to do? Is it me, or did Leslie sound a little rehearsed when she was talking about everything? Like, if it sounded at the beginning like there were two separate conversations going on. Like, Leslie was sticking to a certain script, and Christy had no idea what she was talking about. Like, was I the only one that felt that?
It did feel that way. Like, she went over it in her head, like, over and over again.
Like, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to make sure I point this out. And Christy, it's kind of like Christy could have said, and Chicken Little said, the sky turned purple, and she would have said, but stop playing the victim, Christy.
Right.
Stop playing the victim. It's like she was having a
she had her attacks like going on when she wasn't even listening to what Christy was saying back. She's like, I'm ready to just whatever you say, this is coming at you.
Yeah, exactly. There was whatever. And then we had some lovely performances.
Asia and Mackenzie, we hit harder.
Yes. I love their little duet. I think I will say Mackenzie kind of stepped up a little bit from the first time that we saw it. I think she has definitely learned, like I said in our show last week, I think Mackenzie has definitely learned a little bit of Asia's sass. Did I miss something?
No, you're fine. Good. Just keep going.
I was like, do we have a caller? Do we have, like, what's going on? For those of you who are listening to our podcast, you know what? I'm so sorry, Steven. I didn't introduce Steven, who's in the booth with us today. It's not Marissa, it's Steven. Hi, Steven.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Steven.
I'm really sad you didn't introduce me.
I'm sorry, Steven.
It's okay. You've already taken a seat. It's cool.
Oh, are you trying to tell me that I need to have a seat?
Oh my gosh, she's gonna turn into like Leslie and Christy.
Steven, get your life. Steven just stood up, and for those of you who are listening to the podcast, Steven stood up and pointed like Christy did to end our fight.
He did the Christy.
He did the Christy. Yeah.
The Christy
that should be
with
the
a
new
C.
hashtag.
Christy with a C.
Christy.
Right.
The Christy.
The Christy. And it could be like the what was it, the plank? Like everyone was planking everywhere.
Yeah.
Now everyone can do photos of just. For those of you who are listening to our podcast, we all paused for a second and did the finger. This whole podcast thing is gonna get me every week.
Y'all just switch to YouTube and start watching it, please. Downloading it.
Exactly. It's so much better, and we look better on TV rather than just listening to us.
You won't have to wonder what we look like.
Exactly, because I'm pretty sure some people are thinking that I'm a 5'11" white guy, but I'm actually a 6'2" black guy.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise! All right, so Asia Mackenzie, great job with their dance and duet.
I have to say, go
No,
on.
go ahead.
I have to say, I liked the costume that they wore, the opposite colors, like the pink and the purple. But I think, like, for me personally, the bottoms that they wore, I think it was like a little bit too big on them. So it looked like they were wearing like those frilly diaper depends. Like, you know, the babies with the diapers, they put those frilly underwear on.
Yeah, it's like I'm
like, what are they wearing?
It's like Easter Sunday when like you put on the girls used to put on their really cute dress, and underneath they had their really cute little grown-up undies on.
Yeah,
that's what they look like. That's
they
what
were dancing in grown-up undies with like a thing's chewel sticking out their butt.
Yeah. Wow. Then we went on to Christy Ray. Christy Ray came out, and the first thing she talked about was the situation with Leslie and Christy, and how she basically called everyone out on their BS. And for me, she was rightfully so for doing that. I think that they were trying to paint this picture like Christy, was attacked and had nothing to do with it, when in fact, Christy was the one who started it. And I think Christy Ray was like, no, I'm not going to sit here and let you guys badger this woman who is not even here and tell a false story.
Right. That's every story.
Yeah. So Christy Ray, in my opinion, she was right for bringing out the BS and not letting these dance moms, stick together with this lie.
Yeah, I mean, she's the only one that actually, I feel like over the last couple seasons, has stood up to all of the moms. And even when they are a group together, instead of just being individuals, she just tells it like it is.
Exactly.
And she just doesn't care.
Oh, no, she doesn't. Now, I will say, Christy Ray, no ponytail.
No.
For the reunion. No pony. And it's funny.
Sounds funny when you say it like that.
No pony. And it's funny because I tweeted one night that I wanted to do something different with my hair and asked for people to give me suggestions. Christy Ray actually tweeted me back and said, "What about a slick pony?" And I was like, you know, I don't think I can pull off the slick pony like you can.
That's amazing.
So we
That's
we had a nice little dialogue. Shout out to Christy Ray and Lil Asia, who's like a little Beyonce. So shout out to you guys. If you're watching, tweet me at Lounging with Tony. So yeah, so she looked great, by the way. Still, even without the slick ponytail. So kudos to that.
She's definitely the most attractive mom out of all of them. I think she's just she's very beautiful.
Well, yeah. Well, Christy Ray, I feel like even when she's just sitting around the house, probably looks like that.
Yeah.
While all the other moms are still trying to figure it out and trying to pull it together. So, but I will say, Abby looked great.
She did.
She wore blue, which is a color, and she looked great in blue.
She did, and it was all blue, like a lighter blue top and a blue like jacket, blue pants.
I felt like it brightens her up a little bit.
It makes her a little less scary.
Yeah. She looked great. Abby, you look great. So no, I'm not saying that you need to do better like I did in one episode or the last time we had the reunion. You look great.
We're just saying keep it up.
Exactly.
That's all we're saying. Encouragement.
I had an issue with, because watching reunion shows, they always have the entire cast out with each other. Right. I have an issue with introducing the moms in. It's like, why not just have them all out so they can hash it out or do whatever it is? It's the reunion. This is the time where everything just comes to light. And keeping them separate, I don't get that.
I think it's probably more of from a producer standpoint of them not wanting them all to be talking all over each other. And
that's what reunions are about, though.
Yeah, I guess so. But I think that maybe they just wanted to at least separate it and just kind of, deal with this incident first and, the second incident and, all them fighting.
But all reunion shows have been able to do that.
Yeah.
And have everyone out.
Exactly. So I just don't like the whole, behind the scenes, green room camera, and then they come out, and then they go back, and that's too much.
I think it was trying to make it a bit more dramatic. And even, later on, they said, oh, well, we'll have to send you to the green room because Abby has to come back out, and so we can't have you guys together in the same room because Abby won't come back out. So right. it's just funny to me.
Ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, let's go to Kelly versus Abby.
Yeah.
Kelly is just wrong. Let's be honest. Kelly is wrong in what she's doing, and I actually agree with Abby that Paige and Brooke have so much potential as dancers, and Kelly is the one that is standing in their way. When I understand that, you want your child to progress and have as many opportunities as possible, but you can't miss dance because you want your child to do this, then complain that they're not featured and have solos and things like that. How can you be upset when your kids are not putting in the work that you're not reaping the benefits of that? Yeah, you're missing. You're missing. You're yelling and screaming and leaving the recital every year. You're missing dance class for these other opportunities. Then you come back and you go, well, I'm putting up with this, but why are my kids at the bottom?
I wonder why.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. It's clear as day. If you're not going to make dance a priority, and also the other opportunities they have, they wouldn't have if they were not in dance and on this show.
Right.
So the singing and the modeling, they wouldn't get that if millions of people weren't watching them each week.
And I love how Abby says that Kelly has this quote, literally says, she has the social graces of an ant at a picnic.
The one thing
her
you don't
analogies,
want.
Right.
Yeah.
The one thing you don't want at the picnic is what the social graces she has.
Was that when she was standing in the aisle? Was that a different?
When she was talking about them saying
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just it's the whole feud with them. I don't know if it goes deeper
It definitely does.
They've known each other for
must.
so long, but it's just I don't know. And they all say, well, we're just putting up with Abby for the opportunities. If I'm pretty sure you can go somewhere else and still receive great opportunities. I'm sure. This show is just allowing more exposure than ever. And you've been putting up with it for this long.
Yeah, Brooke has been there since, I don't know, I forget the age.
Forever.
But since she was really young.
Yeah, so I don't understand. Whatever.
But it definitely seems like it definitely goes deeper, and it's something that happened way in their past between the two of them that I don't know if it'll ever, come out on the air or them ever really talking about it.
Like really hashing it out, really getting to the bottom of it.
Speaking of getting to the bottom of, the whole 30-minute standoff at the Orlando competition.
30 minutes standing
That's
there.
ridiculous.
Here's what's ridiculous about it, is that Kelly could have walked around.
She really could have, but she wanted to make a point.
Yeah, but to stand there for 30 minutes, when if that were me, if Abby said, "You're not a part of this dance competition. There are thousands of seats. Put your butt in one," I would have said, "Fine." I would have walked around, went to the other aisle, and went and sat with the team.
Yeah.
What was Abby going to say then? She wasn't going to let me cross over. I'm just going to walk around.
Right.
And she's not going to make Abby's not going to make a scene and be like, "Get up out of that seat. You're not on this team." Like, Abby's paying attention to what's going on stage and everything else.
Yeah.
There's just too many other things to worry about besides Kelly finding a seat.
Just Abby's commentary was just funny. You are no longer a part of the Abby Lee Dance Company. There are 1,000 seats in this auditorium. Put your butt in one.
Yeah.
My favorite one is, "Let's go." And it's like, I'm like, let's go where?
Right. Where are we going?
Where are we going, Abby?
But I just love how she's like, now we got the judges looking at me and people are turning around.
People in the wings were looking.
Like, if they're really like people in the wings are looking because I think that's Abby Lee, not because of some, Kelly standing there having this like standoff.
Right.
But yeah.
Apparently she halted the competition for 30 minutes. So.
It's just very rude of Kelly to do that because there's so many other people that are competing and she's just taking the attention of the audience and judges away from them on stage. And I mean, if her daughters were up there and somebody was standing up there doing that the whole time, these women would go crazy on that person.
Yeah.
They'd just be yelling the whole time at them, "Sit down, go find a seat." But,
right.
It's her. She's like, "No, I can stand here and I can just wait."
And
to find my seat.
It's true. And she even calls Kelly a wacko, and that's when she walks off.
No, she got... Oh,
yeah, she did later on.
Yeah. But then Kelly was like, did she say I need to be committed?
Yeah.
I was like, no, she didn't say you need to be committed. She just said you're a wacko.
Right.
But the whole walking off, I didn't understand that.
No.
Like, Abby has such an issue with Kelly and can't be in her presence that...
Why is she on her team? Why is she letting her... I mean, are her kids really that much of an asset to her?
In the end, I don't think they are.
No. I
think they're good dancers, but
they're replaceable.
I think it's a waste of Abby's time sometimes to have to deal with that added stress of are they going to show up? Are they not going to show up? Are they actually going to perform this week? Is she going to pull them out last minute? It just goes on and on and on.
I think it's part of the reason why she made that announcement at the end of the show about her big announcement. I think that might be part of it.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll get to that big announcement
We will
later.
get to it.
So then we had the group dance, Gone Too Soon, which I still watch that and I can't figure out who's who.
I was doing the same thing.
Like, I was watching it and I was like, okay, Marilyn Monroe,
Chloe.
got it. Yeah. Then I was like, okay, Anna Nicole Smith. That was Paige.
I didn't even see that one.
Selena was Kendall, and that's just because I remember. It's not because she looks anything like Selena.
No, I didn't know. I was like, I don't know who she is.
Then Maddie was Princess Diana.
Oh, was she?
Yes. See, it's being
I
lost.
have no idea.
And then I could not remember. Oh, I think Brooke was Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
But she didn't have the Amy Winehouse hair like she did
Before.
In the performance.
Yeah. And then I thought, okay, maybe Nia is Whitney Houston.
Yeah, I think she was actually. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then who else? Is that everyone?
I think that's everybody.
Yeah, because I don't think Mackenzie was.
No, she didn't dance.
I think I remembered those names just from the episode, but if I was just an audience member and it was like Gone Too Soon, I would have spent more time trying to figure out who they were. And I feel like with that, I understand putting them all in white so that they could be, but I feel like if it's Gone Too Soon, we need to be able to recognize them. So I think putting the actual costumes that are recognizable for those people would have been a little bit better.
I agree.
Not to worry
Definitely.
about the all white. Put them in the costumes. I would have loved to have, so that people know that Kendall was Selena. Give her that little purple
Bra top
glittery.
thing,
Yeah. I mean, that was, then you know, Selena. Give, Brooke the Amy Winehouse hair with the Amy Winehouse look. So that way we know. Don't put them in all white. We couldn't tell.
No,
I had no idea.
tell
I honestly, no joke, only thought that Chloe was the one dressed up, and I was like, why are the rest just like in pants? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Why? Like, that's literally my notes. I'm like, Chloe just is blonde and Marilyn Monroe. Who's everybody else?
Yeah.
No clue.
No clue. No idea. No idea. But what we do have an idea about is that our lovely movie Serial Buddies is now on DVD. Serial Buddies was stars Maria Menounos and done by Kevin Undergaro, the founders of AFTERBUZZ TV. So you guys, please make sure you go and support them. Go to serialbuddies.com, order the DVD. Tell your friends about it. Facebook, tweet it, Instagram it. It's a hilarious movie. Great Saturday night movie for a bunch of you and your friends to get around together with some snacks, because no movie night is complete without snacks. And just have a grand old time. Serialbuddies.com, out on DVD right now.
Yay!
Nice.
Go get it.
Transition into that.
On that note.
On that note, then the moms were discussing about how Kelly snuck back into the Abby Lee Miller Dance Company, which I agree. That was very sneaky of her to just come back while Abby wasn't there and be like, oh, my kids are here to learn the dance. Why? Y'all ain't been there for a couple of weeks.
Right.
And the only reason why you're here is because Abby left. So do you guys feel like she snuck back in? Was it the right time for her to come back in? What do you guys think?
I do. I feel like she definitely snuck back in, because I feel like if Abby was there and she came in, that wouldn't have happened. That would have been another debacle, another fight, another issue, another like, I told you you're not in this company, get out. Why are you here?
Yeah.
And I feel like she's like, well, maybe if the kids learn to dance and then she sees how good they're dancing, and then she can't, this is a team and she can't,
Yeah, if they already learned the group dance and, she can't kick them out, she goes back. But, yeah, she definitely snuck back in.
Yeah.
I was surprised whoever was, teaching them was like, why are you here? But I think whoever it is probably like, oh, okay, you're here.
Yeah.
Great.
Come on in.
Right. They probably have no authority to be like, no.
They're always there already.
Right.
So.
The moms had such a huge issue with Abby not being there for 2 competitions.
I love how they're stalking her on Instagram.
Yeah. Right. Look,
Anyone else
Abby's on
follow
Instagram. This is my take on it, is that you can't complain like Abby is hard on the kids, like why is she here? I don't want her, blah, blah, blah. And then she's not there, and then you go, well, why didn't you tell us anything? I feel like Abby was communicating with the person that she needed to communicate with to make sure that things still got done. It would be one thing if Abby left and there were no instructions. They didn't know who was doing what.
Right.
They didn't know if they were going to compete that weekend. There was no like, she literally abandoned the team. But she didn't.
No.
She left the team in reliable, capable hands and communicated with that person. I agree with Abby in the fact that she didn't have to notify the dance moms as far as what was going on with her.
Right.
If she was judging a competition, if she decided to spend time with her mother, who was very, very sick and still, I believe, is very sick, that's her prerogative to do. You just make sure that everything else is taken care of.
Right.
And I think that's what Abby did. I don't understand why the dance moms had such an issue.
I feel like they just always need something to complain
Something
about.
to complain about.
Something about Abby needs to be wrong, needs to be bad.
Yeah.
And she's the bad guy.
And if it was something that was with them, they would have, dropped out a hat and just left and been like, oh well, too bad, Abby, we're going because we have something important to do.
Yeah.
And dance isn't our life. Yada yada yada. Each week.
Speaking of that, that brings us to what I call the AUDC pact, where they all band together and said, well, if we're called to do the show, everyone says no.
Right.
Was it a shock?
Well,
Were you shocked?
Well, I just think it's dumb, because I feel like, why wouldn't you want to do that?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want your kids to have more exposure? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you? Abby, not Abby, Maddie, Nia, Brooke, Paige, Kendall, Mackenzie, Asia. Did I leave someone out? No. These are all kids that these kids who are competing on AUDC have probably looked up to that Dance Moms is out. So for you to come in and showcase what you can do and being the top kids, you know, maybe in their eyes, that's a great opportunity for you. And that's another opportunity for you to progress in your career and get more more recognition and more exposure. Yeah. Why wouldn't you take that opportunity? So even though Melissa was sneaky about it, she was right to send Mackenzie and Maddie to do an episode of AUDC. Why not?
Yeah, I think she was definitely right. I mean, are we surprised Melissa was the one that did that? No, not at all.
No, but
she would have been she would have been the first one to do it. But
the next person would have been Jill.
Yeah,
the next person would have been Jill. But the only thing with Jill was that, oh, Kendall's not performing. Oh no, we're not gonna do it. No,
that doesn't make any sense. Why you? I feel like they all could have been on multiple episodes of that show. And it would have been great. It would have been a great exposure for them as a person, and also for Dance Moms, because people that like Dance Moms are going to watch the Ultimate Dance Competition too.
Exactly.
So it's very weird that they would just be like, no, we have a pact that we're not doing this at all.
It's funny because Kelly even said like, oh, Brooke was asked to go, but not to dance. And then Maddie and Mackenzie were asked to dance, obviously, and they went. And then they're like, well, if she was asked to dance, would that be different? And she was like silent. She's like, well, yeah, I mean, it's just exposure for the kids. And like, I just think like it was Christy who came up with the pact idea of like, and I think she felt that she's not going to get asked and Chloe's not going to ask to go. So it's like she doesn't want someone else to get the opportunity. So she's like, let's make a pact, because she knew it wouldn't be happening for her child.
But it did, and they said no.
But not to dance.
Not to dance, right.
Yeah, just to appear.
Right. But either way, though, what was the point? What would be the point of the pact? Like, what would be the point of missing out on an opportunity?
It's like them against Abby. She's like, why do we always have to be divided, among everyone? And I don't get why they have to be divided. There's no point to it. And they should all be, as much as Abby is hard on the kids and yells at the kids, she just wants them to be as best as they can be.
Yeah.
And it's just them just going, oh, we're not going to do this because we don't like Abby, because Abby's mean to me. I shouldn't let my kid have this great opportunity to be exposed to millions of people on TV. Doesn't make any sense to me at all.
The pact, I felt like, had no benefit for anyone.
No,
it was dumb. But I will agree that if they made a pact, and you decided to break it, be upfront about it. Be like, I got the call, we're going.
But that's Melissa. So Melissa's always going to be sneaky.
Well,
and do whatever Abby wants.
True. I didn't feel that it was necessary for Christy to make any accusations regarding Melissa and her husband and whether they had an affair, whether they slept together, whatever. That's her business.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with dance. And if they did, whatever, they're married now. So, there's no reason to bring that up.
It has nothing to do with it.
No, nothing.
And she got offended, of course, and left. And,
of course. Well, yeah. I mean, when Melissa doesn't want to talk about a situation, she leaves.
Which is smart. I mean,
because
the more she's going to sit there, the more they're going to bring it up.
And
I feel like Christy just goes like right for the throat. Like she'll just go low blow, say what she wants just to really piss her off.
Yeah.
Or piss anybody off.
Yeah.
Just so she feels like she can win the argument.
She's too much. She goes beyond. Beyond. She needs to have a seat.
It's true.
Then we had Jill versus Christy with a K. I have a question mark. I don't even know what their argument is really about, except Christy taking opportunities for Asia.
Yeah, I think Jill said that Christy was using Abby and the dance team to get more opportunities for Asia.
Well, I feel like...
Isn't everybody kind of in a way?
Well, I think it was the other way around.
They're a guest star. It's not like... I can't imagine Christy Ray knocking on the door and going, can I come and be a part of the Abby Lee Miller Dance Company? What I picture is them going, can Asia come and be a part of the Abby Lee Dance? Co-star, guest star, like the whole team of Candy Apples.
Seriously.
Those are all guest stars and co-stars of the show. Leslie, you are not a part of that team. I just want... Let's put it to a vote. If you think Leslie is a part of the team, raise your hand.
No.
For those of you who are listening on our podcast, no one raised their hand. Now,
switch to the video.
Right. Now, for those of you who think that Leslie, what did I say, is a part of the team, is not a part of the team, raise your hand. We all raised our hands. Leslie, if you are watching, like I said last week, you and Payton are not a part of the Abby Lee Miller Dance Company. You are guest stars and co-stars. Although you are doing everything in your power to be a part of this team, I just gave the thumbs up. It's not enough. You're not a part of the team. Thank you. This message brought to you by the fine folks here at, well, I can't say AfterBuzz, me, Tony. So you are not a part of the Abby Lee Miller Dance Company. I'm sorry. Have a seat. You and Payton.
Have a seat. There's 1,000 seats in here.
There are 1,000 seats in that auditorium. Put your butt in one.
But not in our row because you're not in our team.
Payton has rubbed me the wrong way since she made that. My name is Payton. It's not Kendall. It's not Maddie. It's not Nia. It's Payton. So now every time I say her name, I say Payton, so that she knows
she pronounced it,
that I'm referring to Payton as Payton and not anyone else but Payton. Payton.
I think she's a really good dancer, but yeah.
She's a great dancer, but get your life. Have a seat. You're trying.
I don't like the attitude.
I think mainly what Leslie's trying to do, like any mom would do, she's trying her best to get Payton in so that she can get the exposure and opportunities that these other kids are. That's why she keeps bouncing around. She was on Candy Apples, then she came back to Abby Lee. Candy Apples.
Yeah.
She's on Abby Lee. Like, she's trying to
do whatever.
If you are a casting director, dance, somebody, a cruise ship, please look up Payton because she's ready.
She's good. She is good.
She's good. Then we had Holly versus Leslie. Ooh. So I think the biggest thing with Holly and Leslie is how you go about putting your child on the dance career track. Whether you compromise yourself and your character in order to make sure your child succeeds. This is my opinion. And being in this industry, this is a cutthroat industry. You can be a great person, but you just have to know what you need to do in order to succeed. And I think you can still be a great person, but push through this industry so that you make sure that you get the opportunities that you need to get in order to keep going. I feel like if Holly had a little bit of Leslie in her, Nia would go further. And I feel like it's so weird how seeing this and the reunion put things into perspective. Because if you think about it, Nia is in the same place. She's not really progressing, but she's not really lagging. If Holly kind of was a little bit more like the Dance Moms and kind of pushed a little more for Nia, then Nia, I think, would be up there with Asia, Maddie, Chloe. Like, she would be up there with them if Holly just pushed a little more. You have to do what you need to do in order to make sure that your kid makes it in this industry. And it's not compromising your character. It's not going against what you believe in. But it's just being who you are, but knowing that you have to push through and be harder in order to get those opportunities. You can't be the one that's quiet and thinking like, well, someone's gonna ask me. Nope. Because
you have to fight for what you want.
At Abby Lee. Not when you have, we always see those cutaways of all those other dancers in that place. Leslie is just one of those moms. There's probably, hundreds, maybe 100 other that want to, they want the exposure for their kid. And if I think Holly, toes that line because she will stick up for Nia when she needs to.
Right, she will.
But I think she does need to push more, because I think it will make Nia a better dancer if she gets that push and gets more of that confidence to go out there and do more solos and
I agree.
Be part of the group, be part of more individual, not she was in the group, but get more solos or duets with the other girls.
Listen, I'll get my mom and I'll be at the top of the pyramid with Maddie.
It's true.
I'll be next to Asia because I don't really have the technique that Maddie does.
Right.
But I have the sass of Asia. So
I could see you doing that.
Abby Lee.
If you need a 6'2" guy, call him.
If you need a 6'2" black guy to stand next to Payton. You let me know. And then Maddie did her solo. Yeah, great, wonderful. Move on from that. But she did a great job as well.
Yeah, it was good.
Still saying Maddie face, but we know how that is. At some point throughout this episode, we already discussed, Abby leaves. Kelly comes out, tells her side. Then Kelly is asked to leave so that Abby can come out.
That was just dumb. I didn't like that one bit. If I was, why can't you just be in the same? You
Bite the bullet.
You can't sit on the opposite side of the couch from someone. It's not like they said, "Hey, you two sit next to each other and hold hands."
Right.
They
Sing
said,
kumbaya.
"You sit here."
Yeah. Let's wrap this show up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But whatever. She had Kelly leave so that she can come out, and then Abby made her big announcement.
Yeah.
Woo. Oh.
That she is having
now. Big things.
She's having not only open calls for the next season of Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition, but she's also having open calls to be a part of the elite team.
Elite dance competition.
I thought the best part was, I think Jill was like, "Well, Abby, aren't we the elite team here?"
But after that is what is really spectacular, because Abby built Kendall up to be like, she was great. She went to nationals. She was great. She was wonderful. And then she missed booty camp. And then she did the, and it was kind of like, oh, wah, 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 wah.
Down she goes.
Kendall thought she was going to be maybe on that second level of the pyramid. Not anymore.
Like, it was almost, I almost thought for a second that Abby was going to be like, after seeing Kendall at nationals, it made me think like, this team is great, but now we have an elite team.
Yeah.
But it was more like, she didn't come to booty camp.
And I love how Asia's mom was like, I think that's great. That's great.
That
I think
great.
You should do that. And everyone's just like mad dogging her, like, how dare you say such a thing?
Do you guys think that the next season of Dance Moms, we're going to see some moms not return?
Yes.
Are we going to see brand new moms?
I think it'll be mixed.
At first, yeah. It'll probably be some brand new people. Like, because the season before this started out with, other
when
people
she replaced everybody?
Yeah, and then everyone slowly came back.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's going to be interesting with the elite team of, do they split this team up now? I think definitely, Melissa and Maddie are going to be on that elite team. Mm-hmm. Maybe some other people, but probably not. Yeah. So it's going to be, maybe they'll be like a rival, like a rivalry of like,
who's gonna
the elite team versus, Abby Lee's team. And I think that could be interesting, especially when they go to a competition, because Candy Apples is not going to beat them. It's been proven not going to beat them.
Time and time again.
Sorry, Kathy.
But the reason why
I love Kathy, but
the reason why they will never beat them is because they don't have a steady team.
Yeah.
They don't.
Kathy, if you want Candy Apples to defeat Abby Lee Miller or even have a chance, get a set group of people and stop inviting people to be guest stars and co-stars.
Each week.
It's like a new episode. We have no idea who's going to be there.
Nope.
No clue.
So that's why they're not gelling. Mm-hmm. But I feel like where Dance Moms is going now, they needed to kind of
change it up a bit,
shake things up a little bit. Because as we've seen for the past 30 some odd episodes, there's only so much Kelly versus Abby, Abby versus the moms, mom versus this mom.
Maddie getting the solos, that you can see.
And I think the season when she replaced everyone, that was like what's happening, like what's going on, blah blah blah. And it could have been kind of testing the waters to see like how we the audience would react to a new group. So kudos to that. I'll be attending the audition in hopes of landing.
Let us know how it goes, Tony.
I will. And when you are seeing me on Dance Moms, you'll know that it went well.
It's true.
That would be awesome.
We'll be sitting here talking about you next season.
Exactly. And then to close out the Dance Moms
my
reunion,
favorite. Oh my God, yes.
We had Brooke Highland perform for the very first time. I hurt. And let me tell you.
Did you hurt?
I hurt. Here's the thing. Brooke is 13, right?
She's young, yeah.
13 or 14, I think. Yeah.
I think of pop divas that are now our age, who started off around the age of Brooke. Brittany, Christina, Jessica.
Yes.
And how they had this certain
Star power.
Star power, stage presence.
They owned it.
Now, to be honest, I kind of like the song. As cheesy and campy as it is, it does kind of make sense.
It's catchy.
It's catchy, but her performance, I was just kind of like, you really are hurting. And I understand that she's a teen, and I'm trying not to, because my 5th grade teacher told me not to sing anymore, scarred me for life. I stopped singing. I probably could have been an Usher, Beyonce, whatever right now. Brooke, continue singing, continue what you're doing, but YouTube a video on how to command that stage, how to perform, because if I didn't feel the hurt. I wanted her to grab that mic and, you know, give me a little, you know, something. Yeah, instead of the... For those of you who are listening to the podcast, I kind of did a deer in headlights, slightly touching a microphone.
And she was kind of singing, kind of like, some parts she'd bop along.
Was she singing?
No, that was definitely
I have
a track.
to say she was singing to a track, if she was even singing.
I feel like they had her mic on, but it was turned down low, and she was singing, but
we heard her track.
Yeah.
Over the track.
Yeah. Which I didn't like that, because we've heard her sing before on the show. She can sing.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand, like, it seems like everyone does that today. They always, you know, will sing to a track. But this wasn't live. So,
no.
You know, if she did happen to mess up, you can reshoot it again, or you can edit together.
If she had said, and I heard,
Take it again. Yeah.
We gotta go back. We gotta go back.
And,
take it again.
And we would, you know, us as viewers would have never known that, because they can edit that together to whatever they want it to be.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been better.
And I have to say, I think she looked gorgeous. I love the curls. The makeup was great. The dress, everything. She looked wonderful. I do have to agree with you, Tony, though. She didn't really, I was like, what? You're hurting about what? Like, what? You're 13. What love are you hurting about?
Who are you waiting for?
Who are you waiting for?
Who are you waiting for?
And who are you going to keep dancing while you wait?
That she liked? Zach. Didn't they go ice skating or something before?
Was it Zach?
It may have been. I'm trying to think who it was.
I don't know.
And they were like, oh, they're ice skating together. And
I just feel like this wasn't like a 13-year-old song. And like you said, like, she dances and she has a voice. We're not saying she can't sing. We're just saying come out there, command the stage. This is your premiere performance. You want to knock these people off your socks. You don't want people to be like, Ma, 3 minutes of boredom, here we go.
You know what I would have loved to have seen was a dance.
With it.
With her. You know what I mean? Like, have a group dance. Like, you know,
around her,
all that, like, visually, that would have been great. Because, you know, people who are not dancers, performers, they have all that razzle dazzle to make everything look great. I think that's what she needed. She needed a little. If she couldn't get the razzle dazzle, give me some razzle.
One of them.
Something. YouTube fans, for those of you who are watching, comment below. Let us know what you thought of Brooke's performance, Brooke's song. How do you like it? Do you enjoy it? What you would have done? Also comment below on what you think is going to happen on the next season of Dance Moms. Are we going to see brand new people? Are we going to see the same people? If you're trying out, let us know. We'll send you like a shout out, a little congratulations. I may actually get on the comments and reply to something rather than just read them. You know, so I will do that.
No promises, but you know.
Right, exactly. So before we leave, I guess we'll go into news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
It's always the same. Please be sure to tune into Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. on Lifetime TV, and please support the after show here at AfterBuzz TV that you guys are doing.
Yes.
Yes, we're doing Abby's Ultimate.
Yes.
So watch us, tweet us.
And it's on Tuesdays at 8.
No. Wednesdays at 8.
Oh,
we did it before this, yeah.
Well,
wait,
the
no.
time it's airing,
yeah.
Oh, no.
AfterBuzz is...
Today's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Today's Wednesday. So Wednesday at 8, tune into the AfterBuzz.
In Studio
after
B,
show.
guys.
In Studio
And then
B.
you can watch us here in Studio A.
Yes, so support them. Unfortunately, I am not a part of Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition this season. But I don't know, maybe I'll pop in.
You should pop in.
Say hello.
Pop by.
You know, something. After 30-some odd episodes of Dance Moms,
I understand.
I'm going to go have a seat. And I'm pretty sure Steven is very happy about that. Get your life, Steven. All right, on to predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
A little lighting effect.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think will, with the big announcement and the open calls and everything like that, what do you guys think will happen with the next season of Dance Moms?
You can go first.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I really hope they air some of the auditions. I want to see it. I mean, not just like a montage of like, you know, like I just want to see like maybe an episode of just the auditions, like the first episode of like, this is where we went to New York, LA, Chicago, Philly, like wherever, you know. And I think that it's going to change it up a bit, obviously. And I think that they're going to do actually 2 teams. So people like this Dance Moms, they're going to be like, whoa, we have to get an elite dance competition. And, you know, Maddie's going to be in there. I don't know if Chloe's even going to make the next season, but I feel like they need some drama. So she and Christy have to go, like, in.
Yeah.
I think it's going to shake it up a bit, change it up because, like we said, we're season 3, episode 38 already.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you need to shake it up a bit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, you know, the same kind of storyline going on over and over again.
Very true.
We're still watching, though.
Yeah, we are. We're still tuning in.
So.
Yeah, I agree with you, too. I think, I mean, Abby and them have been winning nationals every year, so why not, you know, if you can't find the competition out there, why not create it yourself?
Yeah.
And I think that'll definitely put, you know, the old moms on edge of, you know, now we got to beat these other people that are still represented by Abby, but we need to, you know, show them that just because they say they're, you know, they're the elite team, we are the real Abby Lee Dance Company team. And yeah, I don't know if Christy and Chloe will be back. It'll be interesting to see what happens with them. Obviously, you know, no more Asia.
Right.
So I think that'll be good for Mackenzie. I think she'll definitely get, you know, much more confidence back now that she doesn't have to compete. But who knows with this other
who knows who's going to come back.
I have to agree. I think there's going to be 2 teams. And I think it's now going to be, well, why am I in this team? I really want my daughter in that team. So maybe that's what's going to happen. And they're going to introduce some new Dance Moms in. And like it's going to be Battle of the Dance Moms. I don't know what that was.
Rumble.
So yeah. So finally, AfterBuzzers, that is it. That is the end of our Dance Moms reign. You guys let us know where we can find you, follow you.
You can follow me on Twitter at Tom the Com.
You can find me on Twitter at Annika_Michelle, my website, AnnikaMichelle.com.
And you can find me on all social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Lounging with Tony, or on my website, loungingwithtony.com. Thank you so much, AfterBuzzers. Thank you, Steven, for all of your hard work today. Woo! And thank you guys for always tuning in to AfterBuzz TV and our after show for Dance Moms. We will see you next season. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye. See you later.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.